So was the results in Infinity War and the outcome at the ending of Infinity War actually Star-Lord's fault? Was it all Star-Lord's fault, what he did on the planet Titan? I'm going to be talking about this and giving my opinion on this entire situation for Infinity War. How's it going, Webheads? My name is Ryan Walsh, and if this is your first time discovering my channel, Webhead, and you guys want more on all the latest MCU and Avengers news going forward, definitely consider subscribing and turning on that bell notification so you guys don't miss a thing. So obviously everybody's blaming Star-Lord for what actually happened at the ending of Infinity War, how half the life in the universe actually got erased, and how all these heroes actually died, and how the Avengers actually failed because they were so close to getting the gauntlet off of Thanos and actually stopping him. This is actually a result of actually Star-Lord getting too emotional about Gamora's death, and it's all his fault. Now, I definitely have seen a lot of people online really saying this and basically just being like, it's all your fault, Star-Lord, it's all Star-Lord's fault. I personally can understand where everybody's coming from, but I disagree 100%. I really do disagree 100%, mainly because that I think everybody's really just looking at it from an audience perspective, which is kind of obvious that everybody is, because everybody's sitting in the seat watching this happen, not really putting themselves in his shoes, being like, holy crap, if this actually happened to me, if someone I truly love, this actually happened to, I wouldn't flip out on the person that actually killed them. No, you would definitely flip out on that person. Most people definitely would, and I think actually a lot of people are hypocrites for saying that Star-Lord is wrong for flipping out at that moment. I personally think, in my mind, I would definitely be doing the exact same thing as him. I personally would definitely flip out on that person if they killed someone I loved. So I think that actually Star-Lord was okay in that situation. In my opinion, I actually think that other characters that were in that same scene, like Tony Stark, especially Tony Stark, I want to put him in the spotlight on this because it looked like he could let go of the gauntlet at any time. Same with Spider-Man, he could have let go of the gauntlet at any time. They weren't really holding Thanos down, everybody else was, while they were just kind of take off the gauntlet. So that's what I personally was thinking. And everyone knew what Star-Lord was going to do. He was going to flip out because of what happened to Gamora. So I personally think someone like Iron Man, someone like Spider-Man, or even Doctor Strange, they could have easily like shot him with a web, shot him with a repulsor or something like that. Basically like this.
Sorry.
And that just shows you how easy it could have been to prevent Star-Lord from flipping out. Just knock him out. You can't tell me that someone like Iron Man doesn't have a stun feature in his armor where he could just shot Star-Lord and then that would have been done. I definitely think that Star-Lord is getting a lot of the heat for this, and I can understand why people are saying that, but I just think that there's a lot more to it than what a lot of people are saying. I think it's just not fair to really blame Star-Lord for everything. And at the same time, say that actually they did get the gauntlet off of Thanos, I still think they would have had a really tough time escaping Thanos in a way. Because Thanos is not a weakling without the gauntlet. He is all powerful with the gauntlet, but I feel like when we were actually watching Infinity War, if you actually like look at this entire movie, he doesn't use the gauntlet every single time he's fighting. He actually uses a lot of just his powers fighting. So when he's just like punching other characters or he's just fighting other characters, usually he's not using the gauntlet until like, you know, he's really trying to wreak havoc on things. Like there are some points where he's using the gauntlet, but I think mainly when he's fighting characters just by his brute strength. That's what he's really fighting them with. The Power Stone isn't lighting up when he's actually punching people, so that's actually his punches. So I think the Avengers would actually have a really tough time taking down Thanos without the gauntlet too. So I think that no matter what, Thanos was going to get that gauntlet and he was going to win, and there was nothing that any of those characters could have done about it. So I think that no matter what happened in this situation, if Star-Lord flipped out, if he didn't flip out, that Thanos some way, somehow would still have the gauntlet and he would still be taking out half the life in the universe. I just personally think that within Infinity War, even what Doctor Strange said, when you look at Doctor Strange, he said, I saw this many outcomes. I saw 14 million something thousand outcomes. That means that basically there was only one outcome, and that's the outcome that actually came out to be. That's the one that actually happened. So say Star-Lord didn't flip out and they did get the gauntlet off him, obviously they failed that way too, because you can't tell me that out of 14 million ways that this actually happened, Star-Lord didn't flip out in one of them, and they actually did get the gauntlet off him. That actually probably happened within one of those outcomes, so I don't think that they would actually still succeed in stopping Thanos if they got the gauntlet off him. So I think there's absolutely no way this could have been done other than the way it actually was done. Even the Russo brothers came out and said it's not fair to really blame Star-Lord for everything that happened within that movie. It's just not fair to blame him, and it's a lot more blame to go around than just him. It's basically all of the heroes. They just couldn't stop him. No matter what happened, they could not stop him. And in my opinion, if you really want to blame a character for the entire outcome of everything, Gamora should have killed herself, in my opinion. If you look at Gamora should have definitely killed herself in that situation, because she may have burnt the entire map to where the Soul Stone was, but she still knew where it was. No one else did. So in that situation, instead of just being like, oh, hey, maybe we shouldn't go and try to get Thanos, maybe she should have either, one, killed herself, which is pretty dark route to go, in my opinion, definitely is really dark, or another route to go is really just going on the other side of the galaxy, not telling anybody where she's going, and she just kind of runs off, and that's all she needs to do. That's something she could have done. I think it's just actually not fair to really blame Star-Lord at all. But of course, guys, if you want more on the MCU and Infinity War and Avengers 4, definitely consider checking out the other two videos below me that are already posted on my channel, and definitely consider subscribing right over here for the latest on Avengers 4 and the MCU going forward. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye.